We start tonight with a live look at the state capitol, where we've been keeping a close eye on nearly a dozen pieces of legislation, all involving firearms. Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. We're glad you're with us tonight. Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter is taking a look at two of the bills that could bring major changes to how we buy guns.
So we have a lot of historical firearms. In this room, we call it the vault.
Before Wayne Price took over the gun room in Lakewood 2 years ago, he was a collector.
A lot of commemoratives and beautiful etchings, things like that on the gun.
He's been keeping a close eye on gun control bills, and this week, two bills progressed. One would create a state permit and require firearm dealers to have one. Sponsors say the license would also train dealers in how to identify people who should not have access to a gun.
Already being regulated by the ATF. Our federal firearms license covers a majority of that. And I think it just gives the state a little more, we're under their thumb, and we turn away sales regularly. People trying to buy guns for other people. We shut down a ring that was running guns to Mexico. We are the front line. We're not the enemy. Why don't you give us some tools to help instead of try to hurt us? Another
bill would require an update to what's called the merchant code for firearm sales.
There are hundreds of merchant category codes. If you go to the barber shop, things like that are tracked. Firearms are uniquely exempted from this system of tracking what we're buying in the banking system. They're tracked as sporting goods.
The bill would require banks and credit card companies to create a separate merchant code for guns to easier identify if someone is spending a lot of money quickly on stocking up on weapons.
Like the Aurora shooter did in a few days, in a short period of time before he shot up the movie theater in 2012, or like the Las Vegas shooter racked up $99,000 in credit card debt. There's nothing in the bill that says then guarantee you're going to get raided or searched, but it could be a tip that combined with other information could serve to prevent a tragedy.
So these are
Price says it could have unintended consequences for responsible gun owners.
I've sold guns to one collector. I think has probably spent $150,000 in my shop since I bought it 2 years ago. This guy's not a threat. Yeah, there's no comparison to the amount spent versus how many guns you get.
Both bills still require a final vote. I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.
A proposal to limit where people can carry guns in Colorado was just narrowed. Initially, this bill would have banned firearms from being carried in places including stadiums, bars, places of worship, public parks and libraries. But the bill was just amended to only ban firearms at schools, this is preschool to college, along with polling places, the state legislature, and local government buildings. Now, local governments would be able to opt out, and the bill allows exceptions for security and law enforcement. This now moves on to the full Senate.
A bill banning certain types of guns is moving forward in the state legislature. The bill would ban the manufacture, import, purchase, or sale of so-called assault weapons and rapid-fire trigger activators starting in July. Supporters of the bill say these weapons pose a serious threat to public safety. Opponents say the bill is unconstitutional and say it defines assault weapons too broadly. If signed into law, Colorado will join 10 other states in passing this type of ban.